favored, and Green Buffaloes are favored. It's a game different from many others, and the lineup drastic happens to him. But at the top, in this 4-5-1 formation, the expectation is that pushing forward. But for Green Buffaloes, well, placement more often than not into goals, and he'll be this particular afternoon. So do stay with us right here on your World of Champions as we get underway, and as I welcome Muzo to this potentially interesting game.
Thank you very much, Franklin. Potentially exciting game. It's big 3 points for either side. If Zanaco do win, they'll go top of the table. If Green Buffaloes do win, they will be out of the relegation waters. But what is interesting is that Zanaco do not have their top scorer in Moses Piri, who is at the Chan, with 8 goals. And then 5 goals is Rodgers Kola, who is on the bench. And then Green Buffaloes don't concede many goals. So it will be interesting to see how this one pans out. And Baba Basili is the man probably to account for those goals in the absence of the top 2 goal scorers for Zanaco. He's on 3 goals and will be looking to add on to that tally. But like you pointed out earlier on, Franklin, this Green Buffalo side is yet to win in 6 matches away from home, while Zanaco is not been beaten this season here.
Well, very interesting to note. You were on the turf. It looks good this afternoon, the turf.
It does look good.
Does it feel good?
It does feel good. I did walk on it. And we're praying that the heavens would not open up, because it would get bad if the heavens opened up and we had a downpour here.
Well, we talk about it because obviously, like you mentioned, it's wet season, rain season in the country, and a lot of facilities being affected, the game being affected in an overall sense. But that should be of little worry today as Robin Siame wins the ball. It's Green Buffaloes who seem bent on getting an early goal there. Martin Piri being stopped because he was in the wrong place.
Offside position, caught napping early on Martin Piri. He will need to watch his line, because he's coming up against a very experienced centre-back in Zio Tembo alongside Makiasi Beochasi. So he has to lead the line and watch his movement very carefully, Martin.
Very important point there, because Zio is so experienced and can read the lines very well, so he will have to really check those lines. In the meantime, it's Green Buffaloes starting strongly. They seem to want the ball much. Look at how deep Robin Siame has to drop to win the ball. He's a skilled lad who really is one to keep an eye on. Again, it's really a match which is highly important for Green Buffalo, sitting in a very opposite end of where they usually are, and that cannot go down well with Commander, I imagine.
Absolutely, and that's why they have made the changes. Bilton Musonda has gone and Justin Chinama has come in. This is the second game.
Forcing things here, and still Zanaco, and it's an own goal, and would you imagine, and it's pressure, and Green Buffaloes found themselves in a very awkward situation. You wonder exactly what that was all about, that confusion in there.
There was a push initially. Baba Basili did push the Buffaloes defender, and they were appealing and protesting. But you play to the whistle. Looks like Museka, who was pushed onto the ground by Baba Basili, and then put in on goal by Gideon Sichone from the look of things. Does look like an only goal from Gideon Sichone.
Well, it really is a very very confusing arrangement, because did he not see the goal? There was very little, I don't know, it's just a bit confusing when you look at that, the way that ball went in by Gideon Sichone. And so in the 4th minute, Zanaco lead, an own goal, Gideon Sichone, and Green Buffaloes are in trouble already.
Early trouble, especially that they don't seem to do very well away from home, and they are already trailing through an own goal. Again, it's an odd instruction that you play to the whistle. They thought that the referee was going to blow for that push, you know, on Museka Emmanuel, but play on. And then Gideon deciding to put inexplicably in his back.
When you look at that, and I'm sure we'll have a chance later, I don't know at some point, but it just looks like it's, I don't want to use the word deliberate, but I don't know, the body language was not indicative of a player that wants to play the ball away from danger. I don't know. We could look at that again and talk about it sometime, because right now pressure as Green Buffaloes try to get that equalizer. They have a lot of work already, because this is a side they're playing that is yet to lose a match at home. They look good in parts, Green Buffaloes, but letting themselves down already.
Dereliction of duty in the army, they would call it, by Gideon Sichone. He was sleeping there. You could be sent to the guard room for that, because you have to be aware in that box. It's criminal for you to put into your own net in that particular area. He wasn't aware of the danger that was behind him. Obviously, he was under pressure, but inexplicable decision to just put the ball into his own net.
Well, it's so much of a talking point. I can imagine he probably feels bad about it, because it's a goal and it counts. If it was a protest, well, wrong timing, wrong place. Throw in Zanaco, having been done a favor. Of course, lurking at that particular point was Romaric Pitroipa. And now the bankers are coming to try and get their own goal. That's where the ball came earlier on. Could it be the weak spot at the moment for Green Buffaloes?
Certainly, Zanaco seemed to have found a weak area in that left back position where Emmanuel Museka is operating from, but this time getting the benefit of the doubt from the referee.
In search of already an equalizer, Green Buffaloes. Mangani Banda, a little bit of pressure, gets rid of the ball, distributing it in the process. It's Robin Siame. A speculative shot doesn't really help him. Martin Piri, a lot of work on his shoulders. He certainly has to deliver.
No accuracy whatsoever. He's got good movement. He holds the ball up very well, but his goal return is quite poor because of shots like that.
Mangani. A long ball. No pressure. No one high up to give Silwamba any trouble.
It's good to see Silwamba looking trimmer and trimmer.
That's not so true, eh?
I'm told he's eyeing a place in the Chipolo Polo, and it's encouraging if he has motivated himself to lose a lot more weight just to get into the Zambia national soccer team, because at present, that position, to use local parlance, in Apwalala.
Well, until there's that permanent stand-in. In the meantime, Kiala is fouled. Free kick, Zanaco.
There's a clear foul there on Lasa Kiala by Felon Sitonya, who is protesting, pleading his innocence, but tackle from behind.
Chasing the first 10 minutes of the match. Zanaco in the lead. That own goal by Gideon Sichone in the 4th minute puts the bankers ahead. Disadvantage GBFC at the moment. And Green Buffaloes might have no choice but to push up. The likes of Aubrey, chella need to play the high line if they are to put Zanaco under pressure.
But then the formation is such that Martin Piri is the one who looks like leading the line, unless they switch and play two up front, up top. Of course, at some point it's looking like they're playing too up top, but the initial formation showed Martin Puri like the lone man to trouble the likes of Zio.
Well, whether that works or not is something that we yet to see. It's Green Buffaloes, a chance. The run there, Paul Simpemba ends up.
The former Cabo Warriors player, just committing an infringement. They have to be very careful. Green Buffaloes. They haven't really gotten into the game, Franklin.
Well, they started like they would quickly do that, but then fizzled out. Maybe out of that era, I'm not so sure.
After the goal, it's just destabilized them. It came too early. They need to pick up the pieces. Yes, they really started like a house on fire, but the goal has just taken the stuffing out of them at present, and they look disjointed.
That will need to be fixed very quickly as Zanaco take things easy. And at the moment, it continues with as far as the record of not being beaten at home is concerned. Here comes the ball. It will be a corner kick. Pressure here on the visiting side as Silwamba organizes his defense. Lassa Chiara for the corner kick.
The likes of Zio there would be running into that box.
Oh, he loves that, doesn't he?
You have to look out for him.
He just knows how to make use of set pieces in this fashion.
There are 4 of them.
Here comes the ball. Bounces off Green Buffalo's player. It's Robin Siame. He's got some company and skill, so you want to make sure your eyes are open when you're approaching the former Quito United player. In the meantime, Sichone plays it to the right. Simpemba attempts a cross, but it's well checked.
Decisive defending by Belchasi Makiasi, but good movement by Green Buffaloes.
Throw into the soldiers. They take a short one. Gideon's attempt is blocked, and it will be a throw in, except it's going Zanaco's way.
They are fighting for every ball. Zanaco, they are not giving Green Buffaloes a lot of space in their own area, and they will need to use the pace of the likes of Robin Siame more and Paul Simpemba, create that width for them to get something.
And that's the truth. They've got these quick feet in those two. And when utilized properly, it could open up this Zanaco defense. In the meantime, it's hard work for the soldiers. They have to quickly unlock Plan 2, or Plan B, as it's commonly called.
Absolutely.
Zanaco can sit back and play a slow game. It really doesn't matter at the moment.
Very right, and they know their noses are in front. They don't have to do anything. It's 1-0, then it's okay. But 1-0 is a precarious lead.
Well,
we must add.
Absolutely. Potential for heartbreaks. You want to at least 2.
Get that insurance go.
That's all right. Gideon. Mangani Banda. And yes, so Martin Piri walks away. Should actually be pressing Mangani Banda too.
Absolutely. And already you can see
it's the Green Buffalo. Race to the visiting side. Sichone. Still the soldiers. There was a little bit dangerous play, but Robin Siame is on the ball now. That's a good pass from him. The effort to whip in the cross is thwarted.
It's delayed a little bit by Emmanuel Museka. He needed to bring it in the area very quickly. Buffaloes should be reacting to going down. Need to press the issue more.
They certainly do. That's a wasted ball, and you can't afford it if you're down.
Accuracy lacking from the skipper Monga Chilimba. A player of his experience ought to know better, because this is where you need your captain and leadership when the chips are down.
Absolutely. So every chance to sneak in that pass, you take with precision, with caution. 15 minutes played so far. It is 1-0 in favor of the Bankers. Foul on Tricky Siame.
Very tricky player. You have to file him sometimes to bring him down. But the most worrying thing is that they are very strong defensively, Green Buffaloes, one of the best in the league. But going forward, that's where the issue is. And the likes of Robin Siame would do very well to push themselves into that final third and add the numbers up front where they look very short.
So true. Free kick. Green Buffaloes. Floating the ball. It will drop in the right place. Yesterday with that header. Throw into the Bankers. And Green Buffaloes will have to employ that sense of urgency now and not later. Whose ball is it? Claims and counter claims. It goes Green Buffalo's way.
Because Boyd was the last man to have a touch.
Chilimba Monga has to decide. Makes a quick one. It's Robin Siame. Kiala is being cautious when approaching Robin. Here comes the ball, and there's a corner. That's a bit more like it from Green Buffaloes.
So they needed to be decisive, expense of giving away a corner, because Robin Siame is beginning to find inroads in this back line of the Zanaco, and he could be the guy that brings something for the Soldiers.
It certainly could be the difference, and Zanaco must identify that quickly. Corner kick here for the Soldiers. Here it comes. The ball is taken out of danger. They lose the ball to the desperate Green Buffaloes. Siame's pass is good. This is Martin Peary. He needs support, holding on to it. And now the Bankers can fly away to try and test that Green Buffaloes defense.
But then you have to think of Martin Peary. He had the chance to shoot first time, dilly-dallied on the ball until he was surrounded and the opportunity was lost. He needs to be a lot more quicker in releasing the ball, particularly in that particular area where there was, and that's why the coach visibly upset.
Well, you can understand that. He's not come here to lose or indeed to draw. He wants the 3 points. The positioning, the placement on the Super League is very uncomfortable.
He was brought here to take them out of the relegation waters, but they are trailing here and they don't score too many goals. And so it should be a worry when your top striker like Martin Peary, your top man, is playing around with the ball in a very critical area instead of going forward.
Robin Siame really working hard, fighting for every ball. He's certainly increased his capacity to run up and down the field.
Yeah, and certainly just missed that plane to Cameroon for the Chipolo Polo Chan by a whisker. Robin is a very, very good player. There he is on the ball again.
Sichone. The target was Martin Peary, but was the offside? Now, offsides, when you have too many of them, you're putting pressure on your team.
Absolutely.
You really need to check your line. Otherwise, it's just a thankless effort.
Well, when he was caught offside earlier, we did speak about him there clearly. Akers, we spoke about it. I mean, in the opening 4 minutes or so of this match, he was caught offside. He has to work on those things, Martin. He has to work very hard to get out of that, and he's arguing his case. No, Mr. Piri, we can see from here that you are clearly offside and you need to work hard. It's a sign of laziness that you cannot beat those offside traps that are set up. And we said it when we were starting that Zio there in that backline is experienced and you'll be able to see those sort of things. So Piri has to wake up. He has to work very, very hard indeed.
Throw into the bankers as they push slowly to try and get a comfortable 2-0 lead. As it is, the bankers knows everybody else 1-0 lead is almost not good enough. Zio boots it forward. Easy catch for Fred Silwamba. Waste no time. They don't have any time. Will want to equalize in this part of the match and not later. Kiara.
That was good distribution, Franklin, from the goalkeeper straight into attack.
Really was. And you can see he wants it now. He wants things to work now, and that should be the spirit. Boyd Musonda. Now, you don't know who he was trying to pass. That was right in the middle. Not even John Mwewa could do anything about it. And now, it's going to be another corner kick. As Buffaloes try and push for an equalizer.
It's good movement again. Martin Piri gets into good positions. And in that particular area, just hit the ball very well. But Zanaco had no option just to take it out for a corner.
It's the Green Buffaloes corner kick here. Siame, the tricky one. He's in the box. Now this is where it can be dangerous. Oh, that's a good ball from him. And it's an eventual hard ball. Still Buffaloes with control of the ball, but not now. Playing it backwards. Senyangwe. Look for a return, but Simpemba doesn't do a good job with that, although he was aiming at getting Siame.
Again, the accuracy is lacking from Green Buffaloes, but they have done very well now. They are beginning to string passes together from the midfield. They are looking for the pace of Siame as well as Simpemba. Is just now getting those balls in the area where Martin Piri and Aubrey chella are operating from. That matters.
And now, chance here to push for number 2. Ernest Mbewe runs into space. Pitroipa. Emphatic clearance by Chilimba Monga. And now Green Buffaloes can trot away. This is Robin Siame. He's tricky, and he will make you commit a foul now. Imagine that in the box.
It's a very tricky customer, this Robin Siame. Very exciting, very silky skills. Look at that again, just taking on the man and leaving him for dead, and he had no option but to pull him down. That's the only way, and we are seeing more of that from Zanaco. It's like they just have to pull him down to stop him.
So they really have to check where they stop him, how they stop him.
Yeah.
Because it looks to me he really wants to do that in the box.
He has to go into the box because now he has realized their weakness.
Here comes the ball. A chance here to blast one, but blast it on target is what will help you.
Blasted wide. Way wide by Felon Stonia. And Buchizi Amfune, the former Quito United man, is not happy with that. Dennis Wakuchalo Banda is also not pleased. Justin Chinama, second match in charge, not pleased. Alan Mkuka on the far left, not pleased. But that one is pleased.
Doesn't look pleased.
He's not showing it.
No, he's not.
Inside his heart, he's very pleased.
It's possible. You know the case of a duck on water? Looks very graceful on top.
Absolutely.
But when you go underneath,
There's something else.
there's a lot of struggle to propel it across the water. That seems to be Chris Kaunda at the moment. Two men down for Green Buffaloes.
Looks like a battle zone. 3 soldiers down. And the ATM boys are up.
The quest to deliver. The pressure on Martin Peary. Silwamba has the ball, and because you're not seeing Fred a lot of times, it kind of tells you how much work Green Buffaloes are trying, but not well in the final third. This is Monga doing a lot of work at the back. Siame has a little push, but the referee says there was nothing wrong there. The small-statured man can be physical as well.
Absolutely.
Push there. Simpemba has to chase, but there's Makiesa here to take the ball out. He's issuing a bit of complaints, but he's trying to work at the same time. Sichone calls for the ball, manages to whip in the cross, but it's Mangani Banda in the end who benefits.
Comfortable for the keeper. Under pressure, Simpemba from the right, but Inoki was short in the end, comfortably dealt with by Mangani Banda.
So, doing the same things and hoping to have different results is not what you think Green Buffaloes are doing. But maybe before you come in, here comes what could have been an interesting Zanaco push, and really start asking questions about Zanaco. Yes, they do have the goal, but are they given the game? Here comes the ball. Is it a handball?
It is a handball by the Congolese defender, Deochansi Makiasi. Initially, you had asked. It's just one word for it. It's called insanity. But again, we have gotten the sort of reaction that we thought Green Buffaloes were going to give after the goal. They have composed themselves. They are now pressing and pressing high, and hopefully they can find an equalizer.
Right. So it's Paul Simpemba, but it goes straight to Mangani Banda. So you kind of wonder what the aim was.
Poor delivery, Franklin. Was it a cross? Was it a shot on goal? At the end of the day, none of the two.
Well, you've got to decide on one and deliver well or neither. Breakdown in the Buffaloes system. It's the bankers now. Oh, that's so risky by the Buffaloes captain, but luckily for him, no damage done. So referee will not even have a word with him.
No word at all. He needed to attack it very quickly, and the young man from the police college, Siankombo, was at the receiving end of that. But before that piece of action, we did see Museka Emmanuel foraying into the Zanaco area, but with very little end product. A bit of stop-start at present. There's Museka again, the former Lusaka Tigers defender. They need to find that final ball. It's critical. Just possession counts for nothing if you cannot find that critical final ball.
Well, that's so true. So Green Buffaloes in need of that right rhythm that should give hope about getting the equalizer first, because it might be a little bit more problematic if Zanaco go another goal up.
Well, I would add that if Zanaco were to find the second goal, that would be it.
You would close it?
I would close it. I would not see the way Buffaloes are playing at present. You would not fancy them to get back if they consider the second goal.
Monga under pressure. Chasing and reaching the half-hour mark here at the Sunset Stadium. It's Zanaco leading by goal as Green Buffaloes attempt to push forward. It was an own goal by Green Buffaloes Gideon Sichone in the 4th minute. And as far as Zanaco are concerned, they'll care less about who scored. It's the 3 points that matter.
And from that goal, I have not seen any shot on target from Zanaco since.
And I was going to say, Msonda, because, and I think I asked, one of the 2 questions I asked earlier on, and it was whether Zanaco are actually giving you a game this afternoon. In the meantime, Green Buffaloes try to knock the ball around. Simpemba is good, but his delivery is not.
That looks like a Simpemba peeling away, but failing to hit the targets again. This is what we are saying. They are playing all the football, Green Buffaloes. And it looks like Martin, was it? Yeah, the number 19 there. They are building up very well. But when it comes into the final third, that's where they are having issues.
So changes begin to be made. And it almost is inevitable, is it not?
Romaric Petroipa has been taken out for Rodgers Kola. He is the second leading scorer for this Zanaco side on 5 goals. He was supposed to have been part of the national team in Cameroon, but due to
chance here, and Silwamba has a good catch on it.
Due to some issues, medical issues initially, Kola was left behind, and Zanaco will be able to benefit from his presence. Petroipa has looked off, but Kola is a man who can get you goals in a game of this magnitude.
This is Siankombo. He pushes on, but Gideon Sichone is up to the task. It's going to be a corner kick.
Good recovery by Gideon Sichone.
Absolutely.
And saved first. I think he has woken up from the slumber after conceding that unfortunate own goal. That's what we're supposed to have done even on that incident, when saved first before anything else.
Had that instinct kicked in at that point, you're right, maybe things would have been different.
Well, it was at the start. Sometimes you can be caught napping, so to be fair to him.
Okay. So, with Lotto at this point, choose to beat Gideon Sichone. Corner kick. Here comes the ball. Ernest Mbewe's effort is met by Chilimba Monga. There was a foul. I think a push on Robin Siame.
We haven't seen much of Ernest Mbebe. We have seen a lot of Robin Siame. And each time he tries to get onto the ball, they are using all sorts of tactics, Garamoja, if you like, rugby, to stop him from going forward.
Well, the speedy man is not having his pace, is he not? No Alteza today.
He's troubled, yeah, it's changed ends.
So, in the meantime here, pressure. And Silwamba takes it easy, is calm about it. Green Buffaloes pushing the ball forward. It's going to be a throw in. It's the hosts that push.
It was a miscue from Muimanzi, who had done very well earlier. It was a smart piece of defending moments earlier from him.
Let's go up. Siame would try to control the ball, and he does, as the Buffaloes push forward in search of that equalizer, but on that occasion pushing too much, and it looks like the heavens are opening up. So imagine where we could end up if it rains heavily here.
It's going to become a lot more difficult as we see the captain Zio Tembo on the deck, and also Emmanuel Museka also on the deck. And he was moving forward with purpose, and that particular challenge deemed legal by the referee, but left both players feeling groggy. And it's the Zanaco captain who has come off the worser of the two, when he had been the man who went in with the tackle.
Well, I don't know at what point Zio's face was affected.
Still thinking about the own goal situation. So there was an attempt to win the ball, actually, and then Sichone sleeping There you are. In fact, Museka is the one who went in front of Baba Basili, so I'm not too sure what they were appealing for. And clearly the Zanaco man wasn't in an offside position. So just caught early on. Sichone, he's done very well to pick up the pieces. He's playing a lot more better. Some players can get affected after such an unfortunate incident, but he's picked up and he's playing well.
Well, it's about accepting that what has happened. So Gideon Sichone, it took a bit of, not too quick to get out of it, but he's out of it and trying to play his usual game. Siame, he will be a problem this afternoon. And he's going to have somebody earn a yellow card if not careful.
If there was a man of the match for the first 35 minutes, that would be the man.
I'm telling you. 10 minutes to play. Green Buffaloes with a lot of work. How do they open up? How do they get an equalizer? Mangani Banda. Ball takes as it begins to drizzle here at the Sunset Stadium, where the Bankers lead by a goal to nil. Kiala's rubbed off the ball. The control was good, but perhaps not being too aware of the enemy behind. Free kick, Green Buffaloes. We've had 16 fouls committed so far, and Zanaco, the most guilty of the two. Simpemba, his effort is blocked, but it falls on Robin Siame. He's in the box. He lifts the ball, and the eventual header by Eddie Sinyangwe, not helpful. So you're going to head it like that, you make sure that you will bounce it. But in the end, it's a frustrating effort.
The limp, the elevation was very good, but the direction of the header was poor.
Time ticking against the Green Buffaloes in this first half. And for the players' sake, they really have to get in the equalizer to reduce the wrath of Coach Chinama. Gideon Sichone.
It's a late challenge by Sichone. Mr. Takatiko electing to use his hands to talk.
I think he must have issued an instruction that, said something, because you can read the sorry on his lips.
Sincere apologies if it
For
was
what-
caught
for
on
whatever
camera
he
for
said.
whatever he said, and those hands were saying sorry.
Zanaco push, looking for a second chance here. Oh, what a missed opportunity. That would have really buried the whole issue. And Basili not the luckiest of men this afternoon. So close. But Buffaloes can breathe a sigh of relief.
Baba Basilio, that was a very good position to be able to hit the back of the net, or at least test the keeper. How he managed to put it wide is hard to believe. Siankombo floated it into the area. And the Buffaloes failed to clear. There was a clear chance for him to add the fourth goal of the season. But just put it over Silwamba's goal. It should have been 2-0. It was set up nicely, put it down, but not into the back of the net.
Very little chance that the goalkeeper could have stopped that one. But then you never know. It's Silwamba. He's done that before. He knows how to make himself big.
Absolutely.
But on that occasion, the ball going a bit rather too high. Just about 6 minutes to the end of the first half. Simpemba's control only benefits John Mwewa on that occasion. Boyd Musonda's pass. Siankombo, the effort results into a throw-in as Kola goes into that box. 2 for Zanaco in the box.
It's good solid defending by Gideon Sichone, not letting the ball pass.
anybody's ball. This is where it can be tricky, but Siankombo is there. Will he lose the ball for a corner or not?
Some fans call him Wadugude.
Okay. It's 5 minutes to the end of the first half. Buffaloes in need of pulling one back. Where will it come from? Who will be the difference?
That man could be the difference.
He's just deft. His moves, and like we said earlier on, he does have Kevin Owusu with the yellow card.
Owusu has been in trouble all afternoon, the Ghanaian, and he gets a yellow for, it's a just rewards for what has been a very torrid afternoon. Low center of gravity by that Robin Siame has troubled them the entire first half. This very tricky, short, exciting, speedy player.
No, I don't want to mark Robin Siame either. Can leave you on your 6s and 7s.
Oh my goodness.
Free kick to Green Buffaloes. Chance in the dying minutes of the first half. Under pressure to equalize. Here comes the ball. It's going to be a corner kick.
So you can hear they're congratulating. It was it Boyd Musonda sitting a corner there. Did very well because Monga Chilimba was lurking at that far post.
Here comes the ball. Again, a bit of confusion in there. But looks like there's a man down. Is it Chilimba Monga?
Not very clear from here. Is it Museka?
Zio Tembo is down, and so is Eddie Sinyangwe for Green Buffaloes. You wonder what really could have happened. Eddie Sinyangwe
Indeed it is.
Not looking good at all. Here's what happened.
Looks like he was kicked from behind by the Zanaco skipper. It's in the thigh there. Hopefully they have not harmed his hamstring.
So it's a question of 2 threes clashing. And a little bit more caution as Chris Kaunda looks on. This Nako coach seems to have a bionic way of looking at the pitch and the game.
So
Stamfune, not a happy man at the moment. 2 minutes to go. Will there be an error just before the break?
They haven't played badly at all, Green Buffaloes. Apart from conceding in very unfortunate, circumstances, but they haven't done much either in the Zanaco penalty box. That's where it counts.
That's so true. At the end of the day, it's what you translate after so much hard work. Back to the goalkeeper. He cannot touch it. Takes no chance as he gets rid of the ball. Mangani. Really trying to make sure that ball is put in the center, and that's a beautiful goal! And it's Kola. A way to score came on for Petroipa, and the substitution shows. And my goodness, and Siankombo is stunned, but you look back at this goal and say, what a way to score. Rodgers Kola. And absolute stunner, beautiful strike, and it makes the work of Green Buffaloes even harder. But that's a classic goal, and give it to this man.
Surgical precision from the skipper, came off the bench. Good work by Mbebe, blown into the area, volleyed effort, surgical precision by Rodgers Kola. I did tell you that goals were on the bench, and he's come on. What a beautiful strike, world-class strike, worth winning any match. Rodgers Kola, here he is.
Well, certainly a world-class strike. I agree with you in totality. And that is what you call having an instinct for goal. And so it's Zanaco 2, Green Buffaloes 0 from the Rodgers Kola strike. Throw in to the bankers as they push on. 2 minutes will be added. And now a lot of work, more pressure on the soldiers. Simpemba, will he have the ball? There's a foul. Advantage GBFC under pressure at the moment. Sitonya on the ball.
It's a mountain to climb now, Franklin. They have to get most out of these situations.
They certainly have to. Sitonya's ball. The aim was to get Captain Chilimba Monga on that occasion. Free kick again to Green Buffaloes as claimed and won by Emmanuel Museka. Floated into the 18, and it seems more often than not the target is the captain in those set pieces. Breakdown in the Zanaco system, a chance. Could this be Buffalo's last attacking option? Robin is going, snitched off the ball, and the bankers are coming, perhaps for one more adding of salt to the injury. Pushing for goal number 3, but no, Green Buffaloes stopped that from happening. But it's Zanaco that is certainly going to end this half on a high. The last thing that should have happened for Green Buffaloes would have loved to go on the half with just that one goal deficit, but now it's 2, making the return to the second half a little bit harder. And what a way to go into the break, and you kind of feel sorry for Green Buffaloes, but it is the result of this man, a substitute in Rodgers Kola, who came on for Pitroipa, and the next 45 minutes might see Green Buffaloes come with a vengeance. Will that happen? There's only one way to find out.